Welcome to Retro Titans, a podcast dedicated to the golden age of gaming.
Hi guys and welcome to Crazy Burger. In this video we're going to be looking at a recent podcast from Retro Titans that featured Blaze CEO Andrew Byatt, and they covered everything Evercade wise and what's actually happening, past, present and possibly future. And there was a few interesting takeaway points from that video, more so probably the amount of carts that we might see released in 2025 and some other sort of points maybe on hardware that we might see as well. But anyway guys, I've got some exclusive video footage that Phil provided for me from Retro Titan, so thanks very much for that, Phil. So without further ado, let's get stuck into it and let's discuss some of the points to take away from the recent podcast featuring Andrew Byatt.
Andrew, this is an interview I have wanted to do for some time, so welcome to the show. So thank you so much for coming to speak to us and telling us about sort of history of Blaze and how you got involved and some of those milestones and stuff like that. But is there anything you can tell us? I have to ask this for the listeners. Is there anything you can tell us, any teasers or clues, however obscure, about what people can expect in 2025?
I'd have to check exactly what has already been said already, I suppose. So I think that, I don't know whether we've told everybody this yet, but I think there's going to be 14, maybe 15 cartridges this year. So it's going to be quite a lot of carts on their way. And there's more, there's more arcade than ever before. So there'll be more arcade carts. There's quite a lot of arcade on
the
its
tower
way.
plan stuff has gone down very well, hasn't it?
Yeah. That's
That.
the point I meant. I mean, for who's listening, if you haven't got tower plan, particularly the last carts from last year, haven't got them yet, don't pay loads of money on eBay for them. We've got more stock arriving in, I think, a very early March. And it'll be in retail by the end of March, early April at the latest. But that was one that just flew at the end of the year.
Yeah, it was really that. And it sounds like it caught you out a little bit. Its popularity.
It did, yeah. And this is part of the sort of more people getting into the system, more people buying super pockets, and suddenly us sort of forecasting a growth, and then suddenly it goes a lot higher. Then it goes a lot higher than expected. So. That's a good thing, but it also isn't a good thing for customers. So something we're working on, say, with distribution. But yeah, don't pay a lot of money for those things. Wait until
it's coming.
If it's legacy, then yeah, that's not going to be produced. But for all this other stuff, if it's high priced and there's low stock, we are making more of it and more of it.
So three teasers there, not just the one. So around about 15 cards coming out. Be very excited if you're an arcade fan. And whatever you do, don't overpay for Tower Plan 3 and 4.
Yes, yeah.
There's more coming. Don't worry about stock. It's coming.
Yeah, there's more on the way for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a few takeaways from some of the comments that were made by Andrew Byatt. I'm not really sure if he was allowed to say them or not, but anyway, some of that information is now out there. So 15 carts in 2025. Possibly, and a majority of them might be arcade, or probably more specifically, there will be more arcade carts than ever before released in a year. Now, that could well mean that there could be more than 4, because I think 4 was the most arcade carts. Maybe we could see something like 5 or 6 arcade carts out of that 14, 15 carts, which is actually quite interesting. Who are those arcade carts going to come from? All will be revealed. Maybe that's a hint that we might actually get arcade carts from SNK. Now, I know everyone really wants to get them on carts. I don't think it would be very popular if we got hardware only with SNK stuff on it. I don't think that would go down too well at all, to be honest. So fingers crossed it is carts. Now, if it's a mixture of both, that's absolutely fine. But I think, by and large, we definitely want those games on a cart. Now, what else that could potentially be? Who else is going to release arcade carts? Who knows? Maybe we'll get some more Atari stuff. Who knows? There could be anything else in between. But the interesting takeaway here is that we're going to get perhaps 14, 15 carts released in 2025, which means it's a return back to maybe the better days of 2020, 2023, when there was more focus on cart releases. And that's where I hope 2025 leads us. Now, I don't think that we will not see any hardware in 2025. I think there will be something. No doubt we'll see some more Super Pockets. Whether we'll see more Alphas, I don't know. I hope not. Now, Andrew also hinted at some other points, specifically around hardware, talking about releasing something that wasn't cartridge based. Now, I'm assuming that's potentially under the Hyper Megatech sort of label. So perhaps we'll see something SNK related, some kind of handheld that really just has lots of sort of games on it that's not going to be cartridge based. So that could potentially happen through 2025. Now, the Hyper Megatech sort of label certainly promised a lot more when it was first announced. I think when we heard about it, it was initially talking about all sorts of different merchandise, games, t-shirts, different products, and I think specifically it's really just been the Super Pockets. So hopefully that will get expanded upon it and sort of fulfill the promise that they sort of started with a couple of years ago. So certainly keep your eyes open. Not sure exactly what that's going to be, but I think it's really good news that we are going to get more carts in 2025, especially from last year. I thought 2024 was definitely a little bit light on cartridge releases. There was probably too much focus on the sort of Evercade VSR, the EXPR, the Alphas. I think we need to sort of move on and let's get those carts. Let's get the games. This is what people want to see. So fingers crossed we definitely see 15 carts. That would be pretty amazing. Now what they will be, I'm not sure. We've had some cart announcements so far. I know that the sort of reaction to some of those carts have been a little bit mixed. Now, personally, I'm really looking forward to getting Broken Sword. I think it's fantastic. I loved Broken Sword and still do. Not so sure about Atari Arcade. I think initially thought, it's probably better getting the Atari 50, but there's a few games on the Atari Arcade 2 collection that aren't actually available anywhere else, so maybe it's got more value to it than I initially thought. Now, what else is going to get released throughout this year? I guess that's up to everyone to just guess away. What could it be? I'm pretty sure we'll see some more sort of Tomb Raider. I'd be really surprised if we didn't. We could see some more Thalamus as well, but I think there'll be a lot more surprises. I would probably expect some more Mega Cat collections at some point. Maybe we'll get an Atari Lynx Collection 3 as well, Atari 800. Maybe we'll finally get some Spectrum collections in there too. But yeah, we're definitely getting some more arcade carts than ever before. Hopefully some SNK carts. Who knows what else. Anyway guys, that's some interesting information there about what could happen in 2025 on Evercade. Now don't forget, please listen to the podcast that featured Andrew on Retro Titans. I'll leave a link in the description. You can practically listen to the podcast anywhere that you listen to your podcast, like Spotify or on the iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast. Thanks again to Phil for providing the video footage of him and Andrew in the discussion regarding all things Evercade. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.